the essence of our approach to sense making is these micro impacts. It's like the problem with climate change. It needs to be a micro problem for people before it can be a macro problem for politicians, and we get those things the wrong way around. So the way constructor theory is the first attempt in physics to deal with a system as a whole rather than reduce it to the smallest possible particle and project forwards. So the way constructor theory works is you start off by saying what's the counterfactual situation, so what is physically impossible? And that defines your space. So you don't start with where I want to be, you start with what's not possible. Then you can say constructors, which isn't a term he invented, but he's developed it, which produce replicable outcome. So, and what the key thing here is whatever has the lowest energy gradient will win. So we've taken our constraint mapping technique and our scaffolding concept from the work we did on alternatives to design thinking, which is terribly linear. And we're basically saying, well, you start off by mapping the constraints and the scaffolding in play, and that creates a counterfactual universe. You can then look at the constraints and say, could we change any of these at what risk? Because that would change the counterfactual space, and maybe not now, but maybe in 6 months' time. So there's a temporal aspect to that. And then you build constructors, and I've given you examples like myths, structures, rules, whatever, heuristics, and see if they replicate in parallel. And what you're overall doing is you want the energy cost of doing good things to be lower than the energy cost of doing bad things. And this is, I think, the mistake with all organizational development and society change to date. It hasn't understood energy cost. Actually, if the energy cost is higher, you won't do it. So I think that to me is transformatory, and that's the thing which really excites me at the moment.